Welcome back to Worst Take, episode 3. I am Zack, here with Arman and Cam. Fellas, today I'd like to open it up with the laughing stock of the NFC East, the Dallas Cowboys. What a show, am I right? I mean, everybody had Cowboys blowing Cardinals out the water.
Yeah, true.
And then we see a 28-16. I mean, that would never happen. When we played the Cardinals, we won. You know, that's what the Commanders do. We take command. But the Cowboys couldn't seem to get it done. And
what did the Commanders do last week? Like on Sunday?
We lost. But we
What
ran
was the
into
score?
it was a lot to a little.
Like specifically though, like the numbers.
I believe it was 37-3.
37-3. That's pretty.
That's
That's worse than That's worse than. I think that was worse than how much the Cowboys lost by.
I mean, but we look at the Bills. They are a playoff team.
True.
They're a complete team led by a franchise quarterback, and they got beat by the Cardinals. Josh Dobbs, he doesn't even have hair, and he beat the Cowboys. I mean, come on.
He has a medical condition, Zach.
I don't care what condition he has, because it's not be a good quarterback condition. But, I mean, he did show it against the Cowboys, which, you know, everything bad always happens to the Cowboys. I mean, something like this is always bound to happen. You know,
losing to the Cardinals?
No. The injuries that they're facing this week. I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but the interception leader from last year, Trevon Diggs, wasn't out on the field.
It's an unfortunate loss for them. Yeah, the ACL injury in practice obviously affected them heavily.
Yeah. Boo hoo.
He tore his ACL.
People get hurt all the time. I don't care how soon it is. First off, Trey Diggs isn't even a good cornerback. He's what we have. He has what we have. The right place.
You just said he's the interception leader.
He has what we call the right place at the right time syndrome. Okay?
That sounds like being a good cornerback.
Nope,
is being in the right place at the right time.
It sounds like every receiver that he covered just dropped the ball and it fell into his lap. Now, Dak Prescott leading the league in interceptions last year, that's being a bad player because he threw it directly to the defense. I don't know if you guys watched in the Cardinals. He threw a ball triple covered to Deuce Vaughn. Deuce Vaughn is 4'2". Why would you throw that triple covered?
I did see that.
Deuce Vaughn is going to go up over these linebackers and corners and catch a ball.
We'll talk about that in a sec, but we're not just going to skip over the fact that you just said this stuff. What do you mean this stuff always happens to them? This injury.
Everything bad always happens. Every season it's, oh, we would have went to the playoffs if it wasn't this, or oh, we would have done this if it wasn't that. Jerry Jones has been the scapegoat for so long, and then it was coaching, and then they brought in Mike McCarthy, and now it's happening again. And then it was, oh, we didn't pay Dak, so he wasn't playing to a $40 million performance, and then we paid him, and now he leaves. It's always something, and oh, our go-to guy tore his ACL. Don't forget that the Cowboys traded for Steph Gilmore last year. He's on the roster. Steph Gilmore, who used to be the number one lockdown corner.
Used to be, now he's old.
It's just something about these corners that leave from New England. I mean, any corner that you see come from Washington, stud, until they get tossed around the field by Derrick Henry like Josh Norman did. But other than that, every other Washington cornerback has been a lockdown corner.
What elite corner in your history have you ever had?
Primetime Sanders, Dion, finished his career with us. But
was Primetime in his prime when he was with the Commanders?
Prime's always in his prime. It's prime, unless he's playing Oregon.
Then why did he retire?
Because he's old. You know, he
was old.
Yeah, he's standing 7 toes down now. Let him be. You know, he just wants to coach. But don't forget that he was a product of our system. That's just what we do. I don't even care if he didn't start with us. He's a product of our system. Okay? Now, we're not here to talk about how great the Commanders are. We're here to talk about how sorry these Cowboys are. And Trey Diggs wasn't even at the game. He was in Washington watching us.
Supporting his brother. He was not watching you.
He was watching us.
He was watching you lose 37-3.
He came to D.C. He didn't even want to be in Arizona to watch his team lose. I feel like he might have known.
I wouldn't want to be in Arizona either. Don't come.
Go to Maryland. Go to D.C. Check out the monuments.
Have you ever been to D.C.?
I have, actually. Yeah. Once. Took a New York D.C. trip. It was pretty cool.
In 8th grade?
Yeah, it was 8th grade New York DC
I
trip.
took the same trip.
Yep.
I took
See, he
the
knows.
same trip.
What the hell? I didn't get to go to DC. What the hell?
Yeah. Come to DC. Stay out of Arizona. Stay out of Texas.
Stay out of Arizona, yeah.
Come to DC. We would accept you. We all take command. Don't be an NFC East fan for the Dallas Cowboys because you lose to sorry teams like Arizona. And now all we're going to hear is Cowboys players. Oh, we would have won if Trey Diggs wasn't hurt. Oh, we would have won if this, if that.
Cam, am I crazy? It's not like it's the Cowboys' fault. Trevon Diggs got hurt.
It was in practice.
I mean,
It was in
I have
practice.
to say though, the Cowboys are always underperforming and underwhelming in every season, despite what
Year after
happens.
year.
That can
Whether
be
it's-
true without making fun of Trevon Diggs' injury, though. It's an ACL injury. It's a season-ending injury. Can we have some compassion?
No. None.
I
Zero.
will say, injuries are tough, and I'm wishing the best for Trevon.
I'm wishing the best for Trevon
but
as well.
the
I'm
Cowboys do suck, and they do suck year in and year out, and are just underwhelming in every facet of the word.
Did you say you're not wishing him well?
Trevon Diggs couldn't cover receiver if I gave him a blanket. That's how I feel about him.
Probably a pretty small blanket because
Nope.
I've seen Trevon Diggs.
Nope. It is a
cover people
7-foot blanket. He couldn't cover up Deuce Vaughn with that blanket. And I'll tell you what, I lied when I said there wasn't a player that Deuce Vaughn could go over and out jump and catch a ball over. There is one. Trevon Diggs. Trevon Diggs.
Tell me
I'm
why
taking
you-
Deuce Vaughn one-on-one, routing up Trevon Diggs easily. Have a Dak Prescott throw a up ball to Deuce Vaughn, and I'm taking him one-on-one.
Okay. That's kind of what I wanted to talk about is Dak Prescott is the problem for the Cowboys. Not having a franchise quarterback in the NFL is the problem mainly when we're talking about NFL teams underperforming their expectations.
Dak's not a franchise quarterback?
No.
No.
What has he won? What has he won?
There's a lot of franchise quarterbacks who haven't won anything.
Yeah, but he is consistently in the playoffs, consistently has weapons around him, and doesn't have and has a really good defense and has not made it far into the playoffs.
This might be the first time I've ever agreed with Arman.
And you know why? Because it's so clear and obvious.
Yeah.
You guys see it, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't have
he
a
just doesn't produce.
he doesn't
on a
have
level.
he doesn't have a franchise quarterback's name.
What?
Huh?
I thought you were gonna
It's
say
Dak Prescott. That's not a franchise quarterback's name. Just like I'm sure you guys are going to agree with this because we talked about it on the last show. Brock Purdy, that's not a franchise quarterback, right?
Correct.
Right? Wouldn't you agree?
No, he's not a franchise quarterback.
Why?
Because he doesn't have
Because
the
his
skill.
name is Brock Purdy. One syllable, two syllable, just like Dak Prescott. Who are the franchise quarterbacks in this league? Patrick Mahomes. Two syllable, two syllable. Okay? Or it can be one syllable, one syllable. Like an all-time quarterback, Brett Favre. That works. Drew Brees. You guys are looking at me crazy. The whole Manning family. Peyton Manning. Eli Manning. Archie Manning. Looking at me crazy. Lamar Jackson.
So you're saying that the reason Dak and other quarterbacks who are underproducing in the league is because not because of their numbers or anything like that, but because they don't have a one-syllable matching name, first and last name, or two-syllable matching
I'm
first and
saying
last
the
name.
numbers are a result of them not having a franchise quarterback's name. It's so obvious at the draft, and this is why I'm so good on picking the players who are good coming out of the draft. Zach Wilson, how did the Jets ever think that was going to be a franchise quarterback? Trevor Lawrence, that's a franchise quarterback.
Josh Allen. Tell me about Josh Allen.
Tell me about Joseph Burrow. Name some all-time quarterbacks.
Okay.
Because Josh Allen, kind of overrated, I'm going to be honest.
I agree. I don't like Josh Allen. I don't like what he did to us.
But is he not a franchise
Nope.
quarterback that
Has he
beat the
won?
Commanders by 34 points?
What has he done in the playoffs?
How many playoff wins does he have?
Yeah. How many times has he beat the Chiefs in the playoffs with Patrick Mahomes? Name
He
me
has
some
not-
all-time quarterbacks that you think prove me wrong. Roger Staubach, Steve Young, Aaron Rodgers. I could go all day.
Roger Staubach.
Roger Staubach. Yeah. Bart Starr.
How old are you?
How little knowledge do you have?
Roger Staubach.
Roger Staubach. Yeah.
Roger Staubach played when TVs were in black and white.
So,
Wait. Last week, he talked about a certain player, a quarterback for the Dolphins. And you know what his name was? Dan Marino.
Daniel Marino. Yeah, that doesn't work. Why? He didn't win a Super Bowl, did he?
But didn't you say he should have been?
Let's talk about Thomas Brady, best quarterback of all time. Fits the criteria.
Robert Griffin. I'm with you.
He would have
I'm
been
with you.
before the injuries. Yeah,
I'm with you.
Absolutely.
Samuel Howell. I'm with you.
Okay, maybe I need to rethink this.
Yeah, I don't think Samuel Howell works.
I know who doesn't work.
For that.
Derek Carr.
That's true.
But you do have Mr. Eat a W coming up, so maybe the Saints will pan out. Doubtful. Jameis Winston. That works.
I guess it can't always work like with Sam Howell, So.
Out of every single one of those players, that's the one that you picked?
Is he a franchise quarterback?
Absolutely.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely
not. Absolutely.
You know what? By my logic, maybe he's gonna be. Maybe he's gonna be one day. We'll see. Because he has a franchise quarterback.
I don't think so.
Well,
I don't think so.
Well, Matthew Stafford.
Good one.
That's a good one.
Can't argue with that one.
Jalen Hurts.
Cam, let's. You had a segment for us, right?
Yeah. I wanted to talk about Shohei Ohtani. He wants $500 million, and I just don't think he's a $500 million player. Yeah, he's pretty good. He's a good pitcher. One of the
MVP caliber player.
And I think you're stretching it just a little bit.
Won the MVP.
He's one of the budding stars in the league. He's pretty good. He's produced some pretty good performances for the A's, but I just don't think that's worth $500 million. I don't. When you play in the big markets, in California, they want high marquee players that are going to put butts in seats. And I just don't see a whole lot of attendance for the Athletics this season.
That wasn't a misspeak that you said earlier?
No, Shohei Ohtani for the Oakland A's. That's what he, A, the A on his hat. He's an Athletic. But like I was saying,
no.
Slow.
You think he plays for the Athletics?
Yes, isn't it obvious? I mean, how many baseball teams in the MLB have an A on their cap?
Well, that's
in their logo?
True. Not many. Only the A's and the team he actually plays for, the Angels.
The Braves.
Those would be the two.
Atlanta has an A.
Oh, that is true. They do also have an A for Atlanta.
LA, the Dodgers.
What are you talking about?
He plays for the Los Angeles
Angels. He plays for the Athletics, the A's.
He does
Oakland
not play
A's.
for the Athletics.
Yes.
Ohtani.
Have you ever seen him play a game of baseball ever?
Yes.
What color jersey does he wear?
Green and yellow. The Athletics. I think that's pretty obvious.
He plays for the Angels. Do you want to look it up real quick just to make sure that you're right?
No, because I know I'm right. I'm a sports expert. I watch sports every day. There's no way I could get that wrong. I mean,
you're definitely wrong.
My logic. Whoa.
We're popping it up right on this.
My logic is perfectly fine. I am a sports professional. You're trying to tell me I'm wrong? Get out of here.
How often do you watch baseball?
I watch it all the time, every week.
Who do you watch when you watch baseball?
I watch, I'm more of a Astros fan.
Another team they have an H on their helmet.
Yep.
Sorry. Baseball expert.
Because I'm right. He doesn't even know which teams have an A on their logo. Come on now.
Do you want to look at the picture of him playing for the Angels right now? I'll show you the picture on the screen right now. Editor, please. It says Angels on the front, doesn't it?
What do you think the world of baseball is going to say when they watch this?
What do you have to say to the baseball world?
Tell the baseball fans, shut the hell up. I know what I'm talking about.
Incredibly. You just
I know what I'm talking.
Got proven that he.
Hey, everybody makes a little mistake. I don't want to hear from them. I work 12 hours a day covering sports. You don't think I know the players? Come on now. I know the players.
Obviously, you didn't know the best
player. I know Shohei Ohtani ain't worth $500 million. I know that.
Why? You know enough about football. You know enough kind of, about
What
basketball.
drives a lot of revenue in baseball?
Players that can strike you out and hit 400.
No. Attendance, butts in seats, tickets. If you can't sell enough seats, how can you be worth $500 million?
They're like 4th in road attendance right now. And they're a bad team. Imagine if they were good.
I still see empty seats. I still see empty seats in the stands.
Where?
Explain that to me.
But you just said you don't watch the games. You never watch the Angels games. How would you know?
Yeah, he's been watching the Athletics thinking,
I know the sport.
That's why he thinks they're empty.
Are they not
because
having,
no one goes to the Athletics games.
Are they not having a viewership problem in the MLB? Yes or no?
Yeah, they're working on that.
Okay.
Does Shohei Ohtani play for every MLB team in the world?
No, but being 4th of a low viewed sport is not enough. It's not enough.
You want him to play
It's
for
not
every team?
$500 million worths. Huh?
Do you want him to play for every team then? Is that your solution? He plays for all 30
If he
teams?
wants $500 million, he might just have to. I mean, just damn. He might just have to for $500 million.
I'm
You know
speechless.
nothing about.
I'm speechless.
Why do you even talk
Here's your
baseball?
phone back.
Blasphemous. Why do you even talk baseball if you don't even watch it?
I have a lot of time away from the sport because I have to spend time having knowledge in football, in basketball, right? And
But if
so
you're gonna
I
talk
don't,
about
I don't.
baseball-
We just talked about the viewership. Baseball doesn't get enough viewership, even on sports talk shows. When we talk sports, nobody's watching us talk about baseball. There's a reason, because people aren't interested, and for people to be
I think the
interested,
baseball world would disagree. They obviously watch baseball, the baseball fans.
but tell the baseball world, Shohei ain't worth $500 million. Until they get some viewership up, until he can get more viewers, $500 million is just out of the question.
How much would you pay him?
I give him maybe half of that.
Less than like Manny
Maybe half that.
Machado? Less than Fernando Tatis? You think those guys deserve that?
They can actually speak English. They don't have someone speaking for them. You're going to be the face of baseball.
Oh,
You got to be
that's
able
a
to
low
communicate
blow.
with the fans.
That's a low blow even for you.
That's crazy.
You got to be able to communicate with the fans, no?
He communicates with the fans just fine through his interpreter.
And to the media.
So his interpreter communicates to the fans.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. Not him.
If you took a trip to China or Japan and you wanted to have a conversation, could you speak it fluently or would you need somebody to help you out?
I need someone to help me out, but guess what? I'm not getting paid. I'm not asking for $500 million to play over there either if I can't speak the
strike out an
language.
MLB player or hit a home run off of him.
You couldn't get a hit. You couldn't even get a bunt down.
I could get a player from ASU softball. You're not hitting off of her.
I can hit it.
You
I
could
can hit
not.
it.
Absolutely not.
I have.
You're telling me right now.
When's the last time you played baseball?
Last week with some friends. You know,
That's
we play all the
We
time.
got to play
That's cap.
soft pitch, slow pitch softball.
No, we play baseball.
You played MLB The Show.
Real deal sport.
Played MLB
Real
The
deal.
Show.
So let me ask you this. I just want to create a scenario.
Okay.
I call up Sam Howell.
Uh-huh.
I tell him, hey,
How do you always bring it back to Sam Howell?
What does Sam Howell have to do with baseball?
first off, if Sam Howell played baseball, Shohei Ohtani's out of a job. So let's get that straight. But Shohei, you're welcome that Sam Howell chose to play football because you'd be out of a job right now. Anyways, I call up Sam Howell. I say, hey, I got a homie who said that he's going deep if you off of your pitches. You're telling me if he gives you 3, all he needs is 3 because they're all going to be strikes. And I don't even know if he plays baseball. I just know they're going to be strikes because he's Sam Howell. You're telling me you're going to hit?
I'm hitting on Sam Howell. I mean, he doesn't even have the double name like Arman talked about.
Samuel Howell.
Nah, he goes by Sam. It's okay.
Thomas won by Tom.
Thomas Brady. I agree. But what about off Kyler Murray? You hitting a baseball off Kyler Murray?
Yeah.
You know,
He got drafted
he
6th
actually
overall.
got drafted to the Athletics.
He actually
He would have
maybe
been on your team with Shohei.
maybe he's confusing him with Shohei. Maybe that's
So
why he thinks he's not worth $500
When
million.
you picture Shohei Ohtani, is he like a taller, Asian descent kind of guy, or is he
He's kind of short and stocky, I would say.
does he look like Baby Yoda?
I feel like that's wrong, but a little bit maybe. A little bit maybe.
He's confusing Kyler Murray and Shohei Ohtani.
That's why he thinks he's not worth it. The man doesn't even play baseball anymore. When was the last time you saw Shohei Ohtani play in a baseball game?
Like 2019?
And was it like, well, I'm assuming he thinks it's for the Athletics. You said you saw Shohei Ohtani play, right?
Yeah.
Wearing green. Oh, green uniform.
Green
Yes.
or are you
Well,
sure,
I watch the sport all the time.
Are you
but
sure
when
it
I
wasn't
saw
like-
it, really gave him my eye test, it was a couple years ago.
are you sure it wasn't like maroon?
Maroon?
Yeah, maroon. Like it was like really dark red with some white in there.
Like your shirt color.
Yeah, like your shirt color. You sure it wasn't that?
Maybe. No, because the
He watched this man at Oklahoma. That's a lot. He has never watched Shohei Ohtani in his life.
No. You guys are trying to confuse me now. I
That's
see what
all
you're
the
trying to
time
do.
we
You're trying to
got.
make me sound
You-
stupid.
Yeah,
You're trying to
mute
be
his,
loud.
Editor, mute his mic, please.
Yeah,
Mute his mic, please.
mute his mic. Okay,
done.
that's all the time. That's all the time we have. That's all the time we have. I appreciate you joining us here on Worst Take, and we'll see you next time. See you. They don't hear you right now, big bro.
Bro, you're done.
They don't hear you, bro.
You're done. You and Derek Carr can go sit down somewhere.
I'm hitting on Sam Howell.